Hello everyone and welcome to another recap of the week, I don't even know what week it is anymore, week 7 of the North American LCS. So now we have 2 weeks left before playoff starts, and it's really showing how even these teams are, how not great these teams are, no matter if you go from the top all the way to the bottom. They're taking games off each other and it's fun to watch, but it's a little frightening looking into MSI and international tournaments coming up. So we should just jump right into it. I'm going to be doing it a little bit different just to mix it up than the usual recaps. So C9 and Echo Fox secured the playoffs. So what this means is no matter what happens anymore, they're going to make it into playoffs. Whether if they keep winning and they'll get the first and second seeds, or if they'll drop all the way down, they're going to be making playoffs no matter what. Also, this past weekend, the only team not to lose a game was CLG. So CLG went 2-0 on the back of Biofrost's new shot calling. With this, the team also, and the coach Zix, he has said that Biofrost has moved into the shot calling position. Since they had so many problems this entire year, I think it's awesome that they just canceled everything that they were doing and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to see if this works. I don't know if they've been trying it in scrims the past few weeks and then just started doing it on stage this week or what, but it looked really great. CLG showed a new aggression, showed better map movements, and just Rain Over had a sense of purpose as well. So that was great to see. As well as a lot of comments were made on the LCS broadcast as well that that Biofrost is looking like the best Rakan player as well. So we like to see him on the engaged champions, but it's a lot easier to shot call when you're engaging and doing those type things. So if you're playing like a Janna or Lulu or like a Zillion or Tom Kench, something like that, we'll see how their shot calling goes that way. But if they keep playing the engaged style support champions, then it should look good. They took games off of Cloud9 on Saturday and then Golden Guardians on the second day. The Cloud9 CLG game was very close, and it just showed Biofrost's good Rakan play as well as Stixxay actually showing up this weekend. So yeah, just the whole weekend was really good for the bot lane for CLG overall, and they just played well. Moving on to Echo Fox, they are looking a little rough and definitely too aggressive versus Golden Guardians. They lost against Golden Guardians on Saturday, then came back with a victory on Sunday against Optic Gaming. So this should have been an easy 2-0 week for them, but they went 1-1. So it's not looking too good for Echo Fox fans. C9 also took a big loss this past week against CLG, like I said. This one was just a weird game. It got brought out to really pretty late game. I think almost everyone was on full builds. Some weird map rotations were going on where some inhibs were spawning randomly and barons and dragons, things like that. And especially with the new dragon and baron buffs, it just was pretty confusing as a caster and as a spectator. So it was fun to watch though, and definitely doesn't show bad things on Cloud9 really for losing that game, but it does show good for CLG. Moving on to Forbidden. So Forbidden for Clutch Gaming, they came out 2-0 this weekend, and it marks Azir, or when Forbidden plays Azir, it has been a very good time for them. They are unbeaten when he's on Azir. So I think this is very comparable to Zac with Dardoch. They just need to start banning it out. They obviously can't find a good way to play against it, so just ban it out so they don't have to, which seems obvious, but teams just think that they must not have to for some reason. Maybe Forbidden is some kind of scrim god that we aren't seeing in LCS he's good on every champion, so might as well just give him Azir and not give him that early game pressure, because maybe they're giving him some early game champions like solo kill like Echo or what was I thinking? Syndra, or I was actually thinking of someone, not LeBlanc, something like that, where he could carry in the early game. Maybe they think that they only have a chance against them in the late game, but I don't know. Who knows? It's hard to see within teams and things like that. So Forbidden's Azir is looking super good overall. And then the rest of the teams, Golden Guardians went 1-1, TSM went 1-1. They had a rough game against 100 Thieves, just didn't really do anything. Team Liquid went 1-1. yeah, pretty average week. It's just that middle of the pack is really separating, or not separating. So it's pretty interesting going into these last 2 weeks. Moving on to the meta. So we got Scion getting nerfed for an incoming bug. I don't think they're nerfing Scion because he has looked very strong. He actually was picked mid in the LCK. I think he's been played support this season as well. And he's been played a lot in top in European and North American LCS. There's a bug where his Q and E aren't hitting correctly. So the hitboxes are just too big on them. So they'll fix that, and we'll see if that is going to nerf him enough where he's just not played. He has showed strengths in all parts of the game, from laning very well, being able to get a farm lead, all the way to that big ultimate at the end of the game with that really low cooldown. Like we've seen, is just really, really good. So we'll see if these bug fixes are a nerf or if they'll have to nerf them even harder, because he is still sitting in the highest win rate in solo queue, as well as a very good win rate and pick rate in the LCS and just across the world in general. Moving on to Vigar, he is up and coming in the LCK and Europe. I think he got picked 3 times this past week in Europe, so that's pretty interesting. Faker played Zoe after the nerf twice, so this means that maybe Zoe's not as bad as everyone thinks, but we'll just see. Maybe they really value the crowd control of the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but other than that, just, yeah, we'll see if that has more to come or if it was just a comfort pick for Faker this past week. Everyone, including myself, I think is praying for some Sejuani nerfs that are coming, I think, in 2 or 3 patches, so maybe the playoffs patch, hopefully before playoffs so you don't see Sejuani as much. I'm personally sick of seeing Sejuani every game. They are nerfing Sejuani as well as nerfing... No, they're nerfing Cinderhulk as well as Warmog, so this should really hurt Sejuani's playstyle, which might be a direct nerf to Sejuani. So yeah, looking forward to this coming week. We got 2 weeks left. Echo Fox is in the top just by 1 game with 11 wins. Then you got Cloud9 with 10 wins. Clutch Gaming is in sole 3rd place now. So last week I was talking about the 4 teams in the middle of Clutch Gaming, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, TSM. Clutch Gaming went up to 9-5, which is a very good record. Just 1 win behind Cloud9, which means they are still in contender for the 1st and 2nd spot, because the 1st and 2nd seed get that 1st round playoff bye, which is huge. That's a first best of 5 that you get to watch from the spectator position and see how these teams are playing, see what's coming out throughout those banning phases. Because it's best of 1s this season, it makes it very big to be able to maybe see those best of 5s before you actually have to play in them yourself. I would say even playing a Sunday game versus Saturday game, or the later game versus the earlier game, is just better and a huge help to your team. And yeah, that could be very impactful going into playoffs. Moving on to the bottom of the standings, Optic Gaming, FlyQuest, and Golden Guardians are not looking too hot right now. However, CLG with their 2-0 week, if CLG wins all their games and TSM loses or goes 2-2, so if CLG goes 4-0, if TSM goes 2-2, if CLG goes 4-0, they will be tied. And their tiebreaker score is actually even as well, so that would create a tiebreaker. CLG does have a very hard schedule going into the rest of the week though, or the rest of the 2 weeks, so it should be pretty tough for them. I know they have Echo Fox coming up, C9, so they play FlyQuest, Echo Fox, Optic Gaming, and TSM. Oh, if TSM wins that, yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty tough road for CLG, but they could pull it off. They just gotta win 4 more games. I mean, how hard is that, right? Just win the rest of the games, just like Biofrost was talking about in the interview. So that, oh yeah, then I got tweets you missed, bringing that back. Tweets you missed, I got 1 tweet from LOL Esports, so just the Riot Games Esports Twitter. They are showing the sweet mechanics of the Banner of Command and the Baron Caster, not Caster Minion, just the regular Baron Minion. Teams have been on and off with this Banner of Command style. Echo Fox and TSM, I noticed both didn't run them. So it's not like, Banner of Command isn't like Locket where you have to be on a tank to use it. So you can build it on the squishier supports, but they just didn't think that was their playstyle. So we'll see how that goes forward. But I think it can 6-shot, I believe, in inhib turret with Baron. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't really know if it's going to stay. Maybe teams will find a counter to it, like keeping your minion dematerializers or just something like that. Yeah, not too much more on that. Just keep watching out for Banner of Command. And then Acadian's tweet, and then he said, shoot, I do not have the picture anymore. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh yeah, I remember. He said, I really ran it down mid. Sorry guys, or something like that. And I just wanted to explain it a little bit. So he was playing Lee Sin. He jumped out of the Baron pit when his team was doing Baron. He kicked Dardoch into the Baron pit. Dardoch is the jungler who has Smite. Acadian died outside the Baron pit. So then Dardoch was inside the Baron pit. Dardoch smites it and dies. So Echo Fox got Baron. Optic Gaming didn't get Baron, and it was a big swing. If Optic could have gotten that Baron, that could have been a game changer, and it could have made Echo Fox 0-2. So that was pretty interesting. At least he's kind of accepting it and just knowing that it was obviously a mistake. Also, we saw Lee Sin 2 or 3 times, even though people thought with the green Tracker's Knife deletion from the game, so junglers do not bring like a Sightstone type item into the jungle anymore. We thought Lee Sin would be dead, but a few people are playing him, so it's pretty interesting to see that. Otherwise, that's all I got. This video went way longer than I thought it should, so that's all I got, and let me know if you like this or if I should go back to the other way. Thank you.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.